everyone, and welcome to another episode of Cinnamon Stitches. I am your yarn host, Jennifer. Today I'm sporting my own merch, Cinnamon Stitches, which has a little spot on it, but we're going to ignore that. Anyway, if you want your own Cinnamon Stitches t-shirt, I have several varieties in my TeeSpring shop, which is always linked below if you're interested. If not, cool. I really just designed them so that I had my own. However, Ashley from Stitchin' Ain't Easy has a matchy poo poo shirt to me, so we have the same. See, there's a little spot right there. Oh well, that happens quite frequently because everything drops onto my shirt. Oh well, I'm not even gonna be embarrassed. So what I came on here to talk about today is because I don't have any makes. I am still working on this baby blanket. I cannot finish it. I wanted to finish it in time for Christmas. That's not gonna happen. So we're gonna have it finished in time for the baby's birth, which is January 28th. So that makes things a lot easier on me. I had to turn the cake into a ball because it was collapsing on itself and tangling. And I swear that this is a never-ending ball of yarn, and it is not getting any smaller. It's not. By the way, this is my Yarn-It. Mr. Cinnamon got this for me. There's a whole video on this whole Yarn-It contraption thing. I love this when I'm working with a ball, and even small cakes. Love that. I will link that video below if you're interested to know what that is all about. But see, here's the problem, is I still have this ball left. Because I'm knitting, it's going, it doesn't seem like it's shrinking at all. I still have this whole other cake to put into that. I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated with myself because I know how my brain works. And I don't know why I picked this project. Because any other yarn, obviously, would be much easier for me to be working on. But the fact that I'm just in one solid color and I'm doing just garter stitch, which is knit back and forth, it's taking forever and ever. However, it is bigger than the last time I showed you. It's definitely growing. And I knit on more stitches than what the pattern called for because I wanted the blanket to be bigger than, I think 33 inches is what it said. So this blanket's probably going to be 40 inches and up. But, oh, I can't. I just can't. I just can't. I promised myself just do 5 rows a day or an inch. But only doing 5 rows a day or an inch, it doesn't feel like I'm doing anything. It doesn't seem like it. Now that I hold it up in front of the camera, maybe it grew. But, oh, you ever just had a project that just will not end? And I'm so ready to be done with this because I want to make so many other things. I have not even started the Christmas stockings I want to make for the family. But I think, and I could be totally wrong, really, I don't need to make myself one before Christmas, which is stupid that I would be the only one that doesn't have one for Christmas. I really only have to make 3. But I need to get started on stockings. I need to work on Christmas things. I need to get some of this Christmas yarn used. Well, see, when I hold it up in the camera, it looks bigger, but when I'm looking at it, it's not growing. It's just not growing. And yeah, somebody called me out on the Facebook group last week, and they were like, "Hey, how's your blanket coming?" Yeah, it's not. It's not. Now, I did say this is the butterfly yarn from Premier. I have showed this. This yarn is beautiful and it's nice to work with. But that's why I work with variegated, or I do smaller projects a lot, because just one solid color and it's a neutral. My brain is oh, I can't do this. My brain shuts off and I don't know why. I need color. I need changes of color. I need something. This is driving me crazy. It's driving me crazy. Hopefully by next Monday I have something to actually show you. because it's not looking good. But I'm going to keep working this. And I did say, like, one disappointing thing about this cake, this first cake was missing a whole color. Like, a whole color. There's another purple in here. That dark purple right here is missing from this cake. So when I do that cake, there's like a whole stripe. I'm not putting that dark purple stripe on here because it's going to look weird that one side has that purple and that side does not. But this is tedious. And I'm also not working it the way the pattern called for. The pattern had you start in the solid color, work from the center towards the outside. I'm not doing that. I'm just making a whole blanket. I'm doing this part, and then when I get to this cake, I'm going to start from the outside and work it in, and hopefully I won't have to ball it up. But I swear this ball is not shrinking. It's not getting smaller. The blanket doesn't feel like it's getting bigger. So I'm going to have to pull out some stitch markers and put stitch markers where I stopped, like right here. And then so I can see that there's actually progress being made with the blanket, because right now I'm just so frustrated with that. I feel like it's not doing anything. So I'm going to take some, I'm going to do what I can over the next couple weeks, and then I'm going to like plow into it in the new year, because I do have Christmas plans that I have not even started on yet because of that blasted blanket, which is living in this Forever Fierce bag that I got gifted from one of you lovely people. Can you tell me, like, do you go through this with projects? Is it just me? Is this common? What I need to know. Comment below. What is something that you work on that just feels dreadful? Just dreadful. I have, and I'm going to tell you, I think it's under the desk. I have another blanket that I started knitting months ago. Let me grab it. That I cannot finish either. This one is a different reason, though. I started working on this, and then it started to get too hot. And I'm making this blanket with puzzle yarn. And again, it is just a garter stitch blanket, but this blanket is enormous. I have not looked at this blanket in months. Hopefully I don't. This probably needs to be moved to a box because it's shoved in this giant yarn bag. And I feel like if I don't grab it right, I'm going to lose stitches. My goal with this one was to just do 1 row a day. Ooh, this is heavy. I don't remember this being so big. I started this months and months ago. Let me pull out so you can get an idea of what the blanket looks like. I can't see what you can see. Okay, it's beautiful. It's made from puzzle yarn. Each one of these colored stripes is an entire ball of puzzle. I didn't know what I was doing when I cast on. And now this is probably going to be a king size blanket. It's so big. This is going to take me, I was like, yeah, like 5 months, 6 months, I'll be done with this blanket. It's been longer than that. I don't know when this blanket's going to be done. It's probably going to be a couple year project because I just, and now that it's winter, I have time and like it's not so hot. I could probably work on it. But now I'm working on that baby blanket. But I have like 6 or 7 more skeins of yarn to put into this. And I'm using all of my puzzle yarn. So it's all colors of puzzle will be in this. So I went purplish, bluish. And then eventually it will work into pinkish, I think. I have lots and lots of puzzles. This is Premier Puzzle, by the way. It's going to be gorgeous when it's finished, but this is going to take forever. Because it takes me like half an hour just to knit 1 row. But I do need to get back working on that, and it smells like it needs to be washed already because it's been stored and it smells a little dusty. I mean, it's beautiful. It's really super squishy. Yeah. Knit blankets are not my friends. I think after this, after I finish these 2 blankets, I don't know that I will ever knit another blanket. And if I do knit a blanket, it will be baby size blanket. But I crochet so much faster than I knit, and so I think we're just going to stick to throwing stuff on the floor because it's a Cinnamon Stitches episode, and it wouldn't be Cinnamon Stitches if we didn't throw stuff on the floor. So let's see if I can shove this back into this bag. Yeah, I need to finish these so that I can be done, because I am not a quitter, and I'm not going to quit until they're done. But this is like a super long-term whip. I would have been better off if I made myself a dang sweater. It'd have been done by now. There's enough yarn in there to make me a sweater. There. Oh, yeah. The world's largest project bag. It's not big enough for my blanket. I'm just feeling very frustrated with myself that I can't get that baby blanket done. I'm like down on myself. I'm doubting myself, which is ridiculous because I've done some amazing things with my knitting this year. I've done some amazing things. I made knit baby socks. I made a knit baby dress, which I never thought I'd be able to do. And now I'm like all cocky, like I could knit myself a sweater, and I kind of want to, you know. That baby blanket is just doing it. Like I cannot. I think it's because of Christmas holiday. I got so much other stuff going on. Traveling around this time of year. There's stuff going on with the family, you know, little man. Just, you know, mom stuff. By the way, I didn't realize she was sitting right there. I don't remember putting her there. I wonder who put her there. I was gifted that. It's a little knitting bear. She's so cute. I believe she's a Boyd's bear. She looks adorable there, and I just saw her, and I was like, "Aw." I think she might have accidentally got put there when I was rearranging stuff over there. I don't know. It's one of those days where I'm just like sitting here twiddling my thumbs. I don't want to do much of anything. I'm tired. So I'm sitting here. I'm like, you know what? I might as well just go make a video. We'll get that out of the way. It'll give me something to do. And I feel like, I don't know. I'm really down to myself about that baby blanket. I wanted it to be done by Christmas, and by the time I saw my sister, that didn't happen. But, you know. I'm actually recording this before I see my sister. So this is an older video. I recorded it last week, but by the time you see this video, I will have been home. And hopefully I had an amazing time with her. And we got along well, and we had fun. And, you know, she loved everything I made and bought for the baby. And I got plans for, and hopefully I can do this. They have a castle playset at Disney World, and I want to buy it for baby Adora for Christmas because I think she will really like it, because it is their first visit to Disney World, to Florida. I think the furthest south my sister and her family has ever been is I think Kentucky. I think they may have been to Tennessee. Well, my sister has been to Tennessee because my older sister used to live in Tennessee. So my younger sister has been to Tennessee, but I think that's as far south as she's been. And obviously here in Virginia, but Tennessee's further south than Virginia. And so she called me the other day and she's like, "What do I need to pack?" I was like, "Well, it's Florida in the wintertime. So you're going to need shorts and summer clothes, because to us who are born in Michigan and raised in Michigan, Florida in the wintertime is still kind of hot." So all the Floridians are walking around with their winter wear on. And I have seen people with big, heavy, like down-filled coats and hats and mittens and all bundled up with a scarf. And I'm walking around in a tank top and shorts because I'm like, it's hot. I'm sweaty. The breeze might be cold, but like I'm still hot. And so I told her, I said, you're going to need summer clothes and like early spring clothes. Because she lives in Michigan. So she's all, okay. I said, because it gets down to like the 50s. Like, I mean, it has gotten colder than the 50s when we were there. But like usually the low is the 50s. And it's like a moist cold. So it like will chill you. But it's enough that a hoodie and some slacks or some pants will sustain you. And you'll be fine. For us Northerners. Little man. And Little Man is funny because Little Man was born here. He's never spent more than a week or two in Michigan. He is still very hot-blooded. And he's always sweaty, always red from hot, and his ears are always red because he's hot. And he hates wearing a coat. He hates wearing pants. And so last week, like, he's like, "Can I please wear shorts to school?" I was like, "It's only gonna be 50 degrees, Lucas." He's all, "That's fine. I'm hot." I was like, "Oh my god, he's got northern blood. He never even been in the north. Like, he's always hot." But yeah, I let him wear shorts to school. But I was like, "Just take a jacket in case you need it, you know." So, and then she's all, "Okay, well, what else do I need?" And I was like, "Okay, well, here." Because she's, like I said, she's never been to Florida. She's never been to Disney World. I was like, for some reason, I think it's the change in climate. The little kids always seem to get a runny nose or a fever when we're in Florida. Always. And it's been every little kid I've ever taken. Okay? They always get a runny nose or a fever. And that bottle of Motrin is like $15 at the parks or at the hotel that we're staying at. And like, even off property, like, everything is really expensive around the resort, you know? And I was like, pack it just in case you need it. Like, if you think you're gonna need Tylenol or Motrin, you pack that so that you don't have to buy it down there because it's ridiculously expensive. And then I started thinking of all the little stuff that you have to remember to pack, like hair ties or headbands, or your toothbrush, like things you use every day. Don't forget the deodorant. Like, deodorant is a necessity in Florida. You have to pack your deodorant. And so I gave her a quick run off, and then I went upstairs to take a shower, and I was in the shower and I looked down at the sink and I was like, "Oh," and then I started texting her some more things she needs to make sure she packs. So hopefully she remembers everything. I think for me the hardest part is packing everyone's medications. Um like, you have to pack the original prescription bottles. Then you have to pack, like, we pack the days of the week pill cases, so that, because I'm really bad with taking my medication, and my medication's for my heart and my blood pressure, and so if I miss it, like, I feel it right away. And so, like, and I'm really, really bad. I'm so bad with and forgetful when it comes to my. Now, if I'm medicating someone else, like the dogs or like a child, like, I know, and my brain is like, they need their medicine, they need their medicine. But like me, I'm not a priority. So I'm like, I'm always forgetting my medicine if I don't have that divided thing. And sometimes I will go in there thinking I forgot to take it and it's missing, so that I clearly already took it. Yeah, it's an issue. It's an issue. Sometimes I feel like my brain is just wasting up there. Like, something is wrong with it to where I cannot remember simple things like taking my medication or not. But I can remember a billion other things. Like, I can remember a full conversation we had 2 years ago. I can remember what it smelled like when we had the conversation, but my short-term memory is like gone. I think that's a stress thing, though. I think it's a stress thing. Or, or, I don't know. I've also been thinking, like, I have some of the same symptoms little man has. And I always have. And I was just always considered hyper and loud and um, irritating. And I'm wondering, I'm looking back wondering, like, should I have been diagnosed with something? Because that does tend to run in the family. And then I feel like my mom was definitely ADHD and she was misdiagnosed. Because she would, I swear, she would never sit down. Like, ever. She could not sit still. She could not sit down. She could not stop moving ever. She was like the Energizer Bunny. She was way worse than little man is, but in a different way. In a different way. And she never, like, nobody ever thought anything of it till she was an adult. And then they were like, "Oh, you know, I think she's bipolar." I don't think she was bipolar. I really don't. I mean, she had mental issues, but she had like a hellacious childhood. The most horrid things that could happen to a child that you could possibly imagine happened to my mother. And I'm talking worst of the worst. And so, like, yeah, she had mental issues, obviously, but I think she was misdiagnosed. I think she had ADHD, and the more I learn about little man, the more I think that. I still think one of my nieces has it. She does too, but, you know, she's an adult now. She's got to figure that out on her own. Wow, that was a lot of information, right? I know. I'm just sitting here rambling now. Tomorrow, I'm going to try to have another tea with cinnamon. Tuesday tea with cinnamon days. I really like doing that. That's a lot of fun. Like, first of all, I get to try new teas and I feel all fancy and special because I get to like tell you guys the flavor profile of it. I thought about dressing up and getting all fancy and getting a big hat and then just having some tea. But proper tea etiquette, don't put your pinky out. That's like a I might be totally wrong on this. I've seen so many videos on tea etiquette and some people put their pinky up and some people are like, put that pinky down. That's disrespectful. Like, don't put the pinky up. And I just laugh. So I try not to. I don't put my pinky up anyway. When I grab my mug, I want like a 4-finger mug. And because I have wide hands, they're not fat or like big necessarily, but like even big for a lot of 4-finger mugs, like I still have to like go around the handle like that. So I get 3 fingers. I like feeling the cup in my hand. Although I do have teacups in there that have no handle. They're from Japan. You just pick them up like that. I think tea etiquette is different around the world. I don't think Americans have tea etiquette. I don't think we do. I think we just drink it. We pour a bunch of sugar in it and put ice over it and call it tea. Which honestly, iced tea is my favorite. I love iced tea. I discovered a couple years ago that if you put, I think it's baking soda, you put like a little, like an 1/8 of a teaspoon in the jug of sweet tea, of baking powder, baking soda. I don't remember which one it is now. It's on the internet. You put just a little bit into the tea, the iced tea, the sweet tea. It makes it like almost creamy in your mouth. Like it's real smooth. It's like a weird, I don't know, it's good. Well, now that I think about it, I don't think I can have baking powder. Or soda, or whatever one it is. Now I just look stupid. Just sitting here rambling. All right, guys, I am going to let you go. I'm going to let you get about your business and your day. Although now I'm feeling a little bit better. Now that I've made a fool of myself, made jokes at my own expense, now I feel a little better about that baby blanket. I am going to just give myself the extra month and try to have it by the time the baby is born, which is, her due date is January 28th, which is my dad's birthday. Was my dad's birthday. It would be really cool if she was born on my dad's birthday. But then again, it would be kind of sad because me and my sister discussed this. She said it's really cool, but at the same time, like, I'm always going to be sad on that day, and I don't want to be sad on her birthday. And I told her, I said, that's not how that works at all. Like, you'll always think of dad, but, like, when it's her birthday, you're not going to be sad that dad's not. I mean, every birthday, every kid's birthday anyway, you're going to be like, God, I wish my mom and dad were here. Regardless. Every big milestone, you're going to be like, I wish mom and dad were here. I wish they could have saw this. I wish they could have experienced that. I wish they could see me succeed. You know, all of those things. You're always going to feel that way no matter what day that baby is born on. You're not going to be sad because your dad's birthday was the same day as your baby's born. So I thought it would be cool. At least it would help me to remember her birthday because I have the hardest time remembering Adora's actual birth date. And the reason I have a hard time remembering her actual birth date is because my dad died on April 13th, and Adora, I think, was born on the 19th. And so the 13th, I mean, that's easy to remember. It was Friday the 13th. No? Was it the 13th? Yeah, it was Friday the 13th. Yeah, because my dad's best friend also died on Friday the 13th a couple years prior. Yeah. I remember the 13th of April because Friday the 13th, my dad, you know. And I remember the 14th of April because that was the due date of the first baby that I miscarried. And so, like, I'm always like, and also both my nieces were born on the 14th of different months. And so, like, those dates are easy to remember. And then I'm like, okay, what day was baby Adora born on? And I think it was the 19th, April 19th. So I figured if Adeline is born on January 28th, it'd be easier for me to remember, you know. But I got a lot of birthdays in January that I need to remember. Also, Grandma and Grandpa's birthdays were, well, Grandpa's birthday was, and Grandma's birthday is in January. Danielle's birthday is January 15th, Martin Luther King's birthday, which I think is cool. I've always thought that was cool. His actual birth date was January 15th, even though they celebrated on, like, the Monday after. But yeah. That's always been a cool thing. Like, I was born on Martin Luther King's birthday. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up now. It's been like 25 minutes. We'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.